What is the best dropshipping store to have in 2020? Let's find out. What's going on, guys? My name's Kyle, and today's a good day because you found the right video. And today I owe you an apology. I have been MIA for probably about 2 months now. I've been relaxing, been focusing on the businesses. But today I'm gonna come out of retirement. I am in a foot bath right now. I'm gonna put some video footage on there showing you that I'm on my last day of relaxing and I'm about to get back into it. So hopefully everybody had a good holiday. Today what I wanna get into, and this isn't gonna be a long video, this is just kinda getting back into it. And I wanna talk about a very important topic, a topic that I know is discussed a lot online. What kind of store do you do? Do you do a one product store? Do you do a niche store? Do you do a general store? What is the best one to go about doing it? I know people like Scott Hilse prefer the one product store or one plus product store. Some people do the general store, some people do the niche store. I'm here to tell you that they all work. It depends on exactly where you're at. If you're a beginner, there might be a certain path you should take. If you're intermediate, a certain path, and if you're advanced, obviously, you might have a different mix of things as well. So let's go ahead and get started. But before that, I know I owe people some money. So in this video, I'm going to do a drawing for $100 cash. I did not upload a video for a couple months, so I'm gonna go ahead back to my last video, pick out a comment, and give that person some $100 of cash. So to make up for that, what I want to do is I'm actually going to do a couple more videos in the new year for $100 cash. I might do more, who knows. We're going to start off with 2. So all you have to do is like this video, comment down below, and be a subscriber, and you will be entered in to win in the next video. But let's go ahead and get started. So first off, what I do want to say is that there's definitely a path that you have to take. There's definitely things that kind of stack on top of each other, and I don't know if people talk about it enough. It seems that people are all for one or all for the other. You know, Scott Hilse is all for the one product store drop shipping. Certain people are all for general stores or niche stores. And what I'm here to say is that there's pros and cons to each. Obviously with life, you know, you can't have everything with one type of business in this case. And what I will say is that while a one product store is going to be really well for converting, it's going to show some legitimacy to the product, it's show some authority for the product, because obviously if it's one product, it seems like that's the only brand for that, and that's something that you might not find on Amazon. Whereas if you're a general store, they might see you as somebody that has a bunch of different products. Maybe you're basically trying to be in Amazon, and you don't have fast shipping times, and your products are too expensive anyways, so they might leave. But here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. So I'm gonna keep this rant short. When you look at a one product store, right? When you're building a store in general, it's kind of like going to a grocery store, right? So you drive over there, you go to you walk in, you pick out the different ingredients, you know, you kind of peruse around trying to find the right mix of things. Go to the checkout, you get it bagged, you put it in the car, you drive back to your place, you bring it into your place, and then you unpack, and obviously then you're gonna cook a meal, right? If you do all that effort, but then you go and cook the meal and you realize the meal is not good, are you gonna scrap all the ingredients and go back to the grocery store and then pick up, you know, a whole bunch of new stuff? You might do that. I don't know, that seems a little bit ridiculous to me. Why don't you try and use the ingredients that you already have, right? So maybe it wasn't the right mix of things. You just gotta change things a little bit. And so that's kind of the analogy I use here. Going to the grocery store, bringing it back, finding out it doesn't work, and then having to go back to the grocery store again once it doesn't work is kind of like a one product store to me. It takes a lot of effort. You have to, you know, find a new domain. You have to register that domain. You have to get a new Shopify store. You have to input all the terms of service and the privacy policy and the contact information, and you have to get a logo, and you have to start to build up pages and really put all the new apps on there and everything. And then obviously on the back end, your abandonment and email marketing and all that sort of stuff. It just takes a long time to do, and there's a time and a place for it. But if you're a beginner, I don't believe in that, because I believe that you should be able to put something up once and be able to experiment a lot and find what works. And like I said, it doesn't matter what type of store you do. all of them will work. And I'll explain that in a second. All of them will work. It's just a matter of how much time you want to spend to kind of, I guess, really leverage your efforts, okay? Because I'm all about making it easy, making it simple, not having to replicate things over and over again. Because if you have a one product store, you're gonna spend a lot of time with, like I said, the terms of service, the privacy policy, creating names, getting the email set up, getting the PayPal set up, getting the shipping set up. That's just a lot of monotonous, over and over again, repetitive work that I feel like you wouldn't benefit from. You benefit a lot more if you were to have a store and all you're doing is spending time on figuring out the copy, figuring out the images, how everything kind of pulls together, right? The look of it, because ultimately that's what's going to be what drives somebody, right? First, it's going to be they saw a video online, they were engaged with it, and then they were like, okay, this kind of fits for me. This is speaking to me. Let me go to the page and see, more about it. And that's where they decide within about 2 seconds whether or not they're going to purchase from you, whether or not they're going to read on, whether or not they're going to jump off the page, or they're going to go to Amazon or something like that. So you have to spend time, especially now in 2020. It has to be legitimate. It has to look like a business. It can't be some, cobbled up piece of information that you grab from different pieces over here, and there's a million bullet points and some crappy images. So what I would suggest, here's my suggestion before, getting too deep into it. I would suggest a general store, right? So you build it once, you get the brand, you get the app set up, you get everything put together, the shipping, the contact information. Build that out. Spend time doing that once, because it will work. If you're good enough, it's gonna work. If the product is good enough and the copy is good enough and you're targeting the right people, it's going to work, I promise you. I've done it over and over again. And that's really the strategy you should take. You should not try to continue to build things over and over again. It just is, it's a mess, okay? I've done that before. So build a general store, right? Kind of pick, I wouldn't say make it a niche, but kind of pick products that kind of feel the same way. You don't necessarily have to, but what you're doing is you're driving people to the product page, right? You're not driving them to the home page, okay? Don't try to send people to the home page and say, look at all these products, go and pick one, okay? You have to pick one product, you put it on there, and people are going directly from Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Google or whatever it is to that product page, and you're hoping they don't leave that page. You don't want to entice them with other navigations to get over there. You want them to be tunnel visioned and focus on that one product. If that doesn't work, then you try another product. You keep that product on the store, but then you upload another product, and then you test that out and see maybe that works a little bit more, maybe it doesn't, maybe I need to tweak some things. And you're able to tweak it really fast, and you keep moving through products until you find something that works. It is very rare that you're gonna be able to put one product out there and it's just gonna work. You have to have the right mix of, the ad has to be engaging, it has to be the right time, it has to be the right person, and then obviously the store has to be great as well. So to have all those work on the first go is very unlikely. I've seen people like that, I've heard of people do that. That wasn't my case. I needed to test a bunch of things. A general store worked its way until I eventually found a product. If you're new to the channel, I found a product. It was this dog paw cleaner. There should be a link to that video somewhere on my YouTube channel. It's a video that I created in the very beginning of my channel. I do give away my winners once I kind of get to the edge of it and I'm like, it's not really selling anymore. Just to give you guys examples, but so for example, I was testing products, probably about 10 different products, came across this dog paw washer, started to pick up steam. It was on a general store, it wasn't a pet store, it wasn't a pet niche. It was just on a general as can be store, and it started to sell well. And what I could have done is once you get to the point where it's selling well, take that product, move it to a one product store, a one plus product store. And when I say a one plus product store, I mean it's a one product store that you see when you go there, but then as they're getting to the end of the checkout, there's upsells and that sort of thing. But so the one product store, or you can move it to a niche store, you can move it to like a pet store. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that just because the pet niche is a little bit saturated. I don't think pet products are. I think it just kind of gets gimmicky when it's a pet niche store. But I'm not gonna go too much in depth with that. So you find something that works, and then you move it to one of those stores, because what you're gonna do from there, All right, I'm gonna quickly pick the $100 cash giveaway winner. So I'm gonna go back to my last video here, which would be this video. Are you somebody that's pause that really quickly, grab this URL, pop that in. We've got 22 potential winners here. And we've got the black star. If you really want it, put yourself in a position where your back is against the wall. Completely agree. Congratulations to you. Go ahead and reach out to me at Instagram. And if you don't have an Instagram, drop a comment below and we'll figure something out. Congrats. You find something that works and then you move it to one of those stores, because what you're gonna do from there is that a general store is gonna have a very low conversion naturally, because it lacks, I don't wanna say it lacks legitimacy, it's just not as legit as a one product store. So if you had a one product store, your conversion rates naturally go up. If you have a one plus product store, your average order value goes up. If you have a niche store, your average order value goes up. And that's ultimately what you're trying to do, is you're trying to take one customer and have a very high conversion. So, 8 out of 10 people convert. 8 out of 100 people, 8 out of 10 converting would be amazing. 8 out of 10 people convert, or 8 out of 100 people will convert, and then to increase their order value. So rather than buying a $19.99 dog washer, they also add on like a chew toy or something else to get them closer to like a $30 average order value. And that's how you're able to make profits basically out of nothing, because you've already spent the money to capture their attention, bring them to somewhere, and you're just gonna get them to buy more, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna keep it at that for the most part. I do know that people like Scott Hilse promote that one product store. It's simple, there's high conversion rates, and while I agree with that, I feel like you need to start in a place where you can spend more time on the stuff that matters. The stuff that matters is going to be your copywriting, it's going to be creating videos, it's going to be writing product descriptions, it's going to be focusing on the branding rather than focusing on the settings, okay? So I'm gonna keep it at that. Love you guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, and until next time, peace.